Everyone, and welcome to a bit of speculation for what we could get in the summer of 2023. So, summer is basically just around the corner. We're coming to the end of spring, so we're having a think as to what Frontier could be planning for Planet Zoo and Jurassic World Evolution 2 in June or July, whenever they choose to release the pack. So, let's start with Planet Zoo. And we're going to go with the idea that I think is the best for summer, and that is islands. Now, we did just get tropical with the Fusa, and the Fusa was originally part of my island's roster, but I've changed it up a bit, well, only a little bit. But let me know what you think in the comments. I wanted to go islands from both the tropics, but also some of the polar regions. So got another Antarctic species, an Arctic species, species from a species from Southeast Asia, a couple of Oceania islands. Yeah, there's a couple things in here, but yeah, let's get into it. So first off, we have the Tasmanian devil. By far my most requested animal and the most requested animal in the game. The largest carnivorous marsupial in the world. Yeah, it certainly needs to make its appearance in the game at some point, and in an Islands animal pack, it is the perfect place for it, as they are known for inhabiting the island of Tasmania, though they did used to range across the whole of Australia. But Australia is mostly considered an island continent anyway, so I think Australia itself can be called an island, even though it is a continent. But yeah, that terminology, it's a bit rough, but the Tassie Devil is found on Tasmania, so it counts as the pack flagship. Next, we have the North Island brown kiwi, which can't really be debated, as New Zealand is an archipelago of islands. And this flightless bird of the ratite family is found on the North Island, by far the most tropical of the islands, though it is still temperate. Unless it is tropical as well. I mean, I could put tropical as an icon down there for its biomes. But yeah, North Island brown kiwis are the smallest of the ratites, or just kiwis in general are the smallest of the ratites. They have one egg at a time, but that egg is really big. It's like half the size of their body, and yeah, that is I feel like just an evolutionary disadvantage, because most birds would lay much smaller eggs, but most ratites are known for laying large eggs. And as it's distantly related to moas, I believe, it would probably have some of the same reproductive characteristics. Next, we have the Goodfellows tree kangaroo. My number one most wanted species for tree kangaroos. I know many people would like to see the Matsky's tree kangaroo, but Goodfellows is my personal pick, as it is the one I've seen in real life. Not in the wild, of course. Not that lucky. But it is an endangered species due to deforestation in its native range of Papua New Guinea. And yeah, with its bright colours, it would certainly be a nice species to have in green habitats to stand out. Next, we have the Cockerel sifaka. Um, Basically, the only other type of lemur we necessarily need, unless you want the eye. I mean, I know I want the eye. Eyes would be really cool to get, and mouse lemurs too. But in terms of larger lemurs, Cockerel sifakas are by far probably the best option, as they are widespread in captivity and have very distinct colorations. They also portrayed Zaboomafoo in the show Zaboomafoo, which had the Wildcrats, the Krat brothers, Martin and Chris. Yeah, I know the Cockerel sifaka from that show, and yeah, it'd be an iconic species to make its way into the game. Now we get into the much colder areas of the world with the walrus. I know I just did do this in the American DLC speculation video, But yeah, the walrus lives on several different islands throughout the Arctic Circle, so I think that would count towards its inclusion in this pack. And um, we're not likely to get an Arctic pack sequel, so the walrus making its way into this pack would certainly be one of the oddballs of the pack. The next oddball, not necessarily though, is the southern rockhopper penguin, found in several subantarctic islands, particularly at the tip of South America, where you have them on the actual continent itself, but also in the Falkland Islands. Yeah, just getting a few more species from the Antarctic regions and Arctic regions would be really good. I said and Arctic regions, not Antarctic again, but yeah, polar regions. Polar regions in general, we just need more stuff from them. And rockhopper penguins would be certainly a fun addition with their distinct red eyes, orange beaks, and the tufts of feathers that come off their heads. Yeah, certainly an interesting looking bird. We also have the lowland anoa. Possibly this pack's weakest link to most people, as it is another bovine, but we haven't really had too many bovines. Our current roster is made up of mostly antelope, and antelope are bovines, if my memory serves me correctly. So I mean we're not short on them, but like cattle in general, the lower Noah would certainly be an appreciated pick as an endangered species, and also from Sulawesi, it would be able to share habitats with the babirusa. And our last species for the Islands Animal Pack would be the Eclectus parrot of several Oceania islands around Papua New Guinea, the Moluccas, Solomon Islands, several others. Yeah, so the females adorn a beautiful red coloration with mixes of blue and purple in there. Their black beak, with the males being the least colourful of the bunch, which is actually surprising. Although you could argue that the male's bright green and the yellow beak, the red under the wings, and the bit of blue that they have on the wings would certainly make them a bit more colourful, but it depends on which way you look. Generally, the green parrots are looked at as the duller of the two. I used to always get confused. I thought the red one was the male the whole time because she's more colourful. But yeah, the Eclectus parrot would make a certainly welcome addition in my eyes. And yeah, it's just a very pretty bird. So that calls to the end of the Island Animal Pack bit of speculation. Now we're going to move on to Jurassic World Evolution 2. The Cretaceous Manticore expansion, which I think would be the perfect expansion to get next. I can't really think of too many others that they could do, but who knows? Frontier could come up with a completely new one to add some interesting new species. But getting a Manticore expansion would certainly be good. Some new species we have are the Spinoceratops. I've just recycled some of the slides I had from that previous video. The memories. So we have the Spinoceratops, the Tarbosaurus, the Nothosaurus, and the Smilodon. And coming to the new variants, we have the Spinosaurus from 2015 or 2016, the 2 Dilophosaurus, the male the Pseudoceratops has, I don't really know where else it could fit in, as it is a distinct variant from the female, I mean, that we currently have. The new skins would be these 2 Ceratosauruses with a different head sculpt and somewhat of a different sculpt in general in comparison to our current Ceratosaurus. The Scarred Toro and the Burned Toro skins. Little Edie, and if we were to get scarred skins of Big Edie and Little Edie, just to give them their distinct Season 5 and 4 appearances. The Manticore Velociraptors. These 2 Sinoceratops, so the orange one with the blue, and the grey one with the yellow sort of coloration around the frill. The 2 Brachiosauruses, where we have a sort of darker brown one or an orange Brachiosaurus, and this greener, grayer Brachiosaurus. We have the 4 Stegosauruses that would make it into the game. So we have the one on the top left, which has the yellow underbelly, the white side stripe, and the green on the back with the plain brown plates. Down to the bottom left, we have one with pure green coloration with darker green spots, and the grey one to the right of it with darker blue stripes. So that one is seen in greater detail in future seasons. And then we have this brown one with the darker brown spots. So just getting these Stegosauruses would be really cool. The Camp-Cretaceous Gallimimus I think is pretty distinct. Like, you have that grayer one in the middle, so if you could get 2, the more redder one in the front and the grayer one towards the middle, then we'd have the 2 Gallimimus from Camp-Cretaceous. 2 more Monolophosaurus 2015 skins would be good as well. Again, the brown one up the top, brown or orange one, and the grey one down the bottom. We could recreate that scene with not just the main skin. Some Camp-Cretaceous Compy skins, the blue one with the yellow nose, and the brown ones, and the green one with the red throat. That would also be a really fun one to get. Indominus Rex from Camp-Cretaceous has a distinct look from its movie counterpart, so I think its inclusion in this DLC would be welcome. As well as the Rexy skin from Camp-Cretaceous, being a bit more distinct from its regular Evolution 2 look. If we get closer to the ILM model like the Camp-Cretaceous model does, that would be really cool. And that would bring us to the end of this bit of speculation. So we've had our look at Planet Zoo's possible summer DLC as the Islands pack, and the Jurassic World Evolution 2's Camp-Cretaceous Manticore expansion. There are a lot more details with the Camp-Cretaceous Manticore expansion, but I just wanted to cut it down for this video, as I do have 2 videos technically dedicated to that video. I just did a redo of it a little while ago, so you can find those on the channel. And the Islands pack was covered in my previous DLC speculation videos for Planet Zoo. But let me know what your thoughts are on what the summer of Planet Zoo and Jurassic World Evolution 2 could look like. Like the video if you like the content, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.